Hi everyone. Yep, I'm still here. Anyway, just as the title is Everyone Continue to Make It Better. And also, these ones, they have no idea what I called upon. Anyway, some of it's explained what I'm speaking about. Anyway, let's start off. You know, tantrums. It's not cute, okay? It really isn't, especially if you're an adult. Knock it off. Yeah. And yes, I know that's one of the rituals, whoever you are, is trying to send my way. Yeah, I know. You know, if it's not for me, which it is, but you make sure that people who do it is around me, right? Okay. You're not going to be laughing long because, one, it's not funny, especially whatever you send, it's being returned to senders, but not as you thought. Now, let's see how you like it. Anyway, another one is I really don't give a flying F. If you are trying to come back, send new ones because you can't do anything with what? No gifts, no powers, or whatever. And that's because whoever tries to mess with my family and me will have their gifts stripped away with, among other things, that will return back to senders. First of all, it's not anyone's fault, especially not my fault, to give any of whoever thinks they have permission to put others in the middle of any kind of danger, harm, any kind of, how ones pass, especially way before their time. And that God didn't say, to them, I need you home with me, with him. So, with that, you better, well, I don't know if you tried to have ones pass before time and God didn't say, I need you here. What do you think is going to happen to you? And if you, act stupid or continue to act stupid, and out of whatever you want to call it, of why you think you have that permission to end one's lives or to abuse them, to bully them, and much more, which everyone knows what's happening around us. Now, If you didn't get the memo, I'll say it again. And last time. You see, don't really know how long and when it started, but it did. It's about the now that we have to do. There's been way too much evil things happening. Too many ones who need to wake up, who have attachments around them and don't even know it. Doing bad intentions and convincing them or controlling them to do bad intentions. Plus more. As said, you are the only one who really knows the real you. No one else. Now stop siding in with ones who does anything that is wrong before it catches up. But remember, you don't know how long they've been at it. Hold it. Stop. Sorry about that. As I said, you don't know how long they've been at it. And it's called, it could be your first day with them or whatever. And what do you think when that karma gets them? They won't care because they brought you in the middle to take the fall. And I've been saying this, and so has everybody. If you don't know in the beginning, which you should, now, don't matter what it is, you speak up to the authorities and report it. But as I said, don't do anything yourselves to put you in danger. You go to the authorities, you make sure that it gets out there. You make sure that they get off the streets. You make sure that they keep up on the reports. And you make sure that these people are known to everyone. Now it's time we balance light and dark the right way, which I explain throughout all my videos. Now, to all, I guess it's called apps. Yes, one day, in between everything, I will learn all the technology and, more that goes with it. But I'm not speaking that all the apps are doing it. It's certain ones that I heard, people complaining about. I'm not going to mention them. It's up to you to figure out which ones. Okay? And everybody knows. So let's start with, and was mentioned before. Okay? You want people to come to your apps or whatever. Like apps we are on. Now, the apps for those ones who love, the dramas, the movies, that are the shorts, like those apps also. If you want people to come to there to watch it, okay, because they love it. Some are able to pay the subscription, or pay for I can't remember the credits or whatever it's called. It's like a game. I mean, you just wait until it refills itself. I mean, in a game. But some like to pay. But you can also, some watch the ads for these ones to get paid. No big deal, okay? But apparently you have, and it's on a lot of apps, which is ridiculous. It's like a novel for, about it and what you do. Why? Why does it need to be like, like a novel that you have to, people have to, sit there and read, the fine print and everything? But when getting, some of them, right from the beginning, you have the opt out button, which is turned off when you sign up. Those ones for selling your information to third parties or whoever, right? Okay. Then you read that novel because, you sign up, and then after that, it comes to, you have to read that novel. It mentions, but no button to click to opt out. It should be a no-brainer. You or no one should be collecting anyone's information or data. Now, data, to find where people are located with the data. Now, data should only be stuff, what people save in their collection or list or history or whatever. Also, how does it change from one to another? You know what that means. You sign up for one thing, but then all of a sudden it changes. It's not. Never mind. I'm not going to go anymore because I know it's only being done with mine. Anyway, this can be for anything. The stuff it takes, people that make up the fake accounts because they get people's information. People block their numbers and whatever on their accounts and only have what they want seen, right? When you sign up, you block what people see, right? I mean, don't see, right? But how are they still getting it? I mean, my team blocked, don't know how many, but my phone number is not supposed to be there, or some other things. except my name, my picture, and my bio, which nobody, this is, reads, which says that my team, bodyguard, whatever, handles it, and I'm the wrong one to mess with. But what? I don't know how many, as I said, my team blocked. Like what I've been saying. And I wrote back, you got the wrong person, just to be nice. And that I'm not here to take offers for any jobs or anything, right? Okay. So, what do I get? I get, oh, hey, how you doing? Can I ask a question? And then you say, well, you got the wrong person, so no. And I'm not here to take offers and blah, 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 whatever. But what do they do? You see, some are real people using other people's accounts, which we all know. And some are those robo, or whatever how you say it, calls, who collect everybody's information instead of blocking the people who are trying to get your information. No, they give out the numbers and fake numbers. This way people can get and make up fake accounts. You see, people's accounts, right? It's called, like, fix it. Put a stop to it before it reaches to whoever. The true accounts, once you help people, stop having ones be tricked thinking it's the real people or their real accounts. See, I know what is real and what isn't. Others don't. And then what do? They go, like, it's like, wake up, people. I don't know how many people that, wherever I am, I hear the same thing. Oh, yeah, this person, we're going to get married and I'm going to go meet them. Are you stupid? Or, hey, I got married online and now we're going to go away and we're going to go on our honeymoon, blah, blah, blah. Do you know who you married? Yes, I'm still getting from the very first one that I spoke about, and still getting. I had over 9,000 fake accounts with that person, and then another person, I don't know how many, and I don't know how many with the others that I keep, I find them, I go to follow them, but then I get a whole bunch of shit. Ooh, crap, sorry. I mean, really? I don't know any of you or these people. Oh, and the requests. Now, I don't care what language you are, where you live, what country you're from, what religion, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care if, whatever, what sex you like, whatever. Or whatever that thing's, whatever, how you say it. Anyway, you get what I mean. I don't care. But when you start sending me the people again, pretending to be them, but forget you have their picture, which they're in the States, but you have next to it a different language. It's like, really? If you want to, say hi to me, whatever. I mean, now I don't take requests unless it is the real person. Which, it depends. And they wouldn't be coming to me that way. How you guys are doing it. And also, you know how I am. Why are you sending people whatever, when they have girlfriends or they're married, they have kids? I am not that kind of a person. If you are, that's your problem, not mine. You want to be a homewrecker, whatever, you go right ahead. You don't involve me. And if they were, and we do become friends, I am friends with whoever they're dating or married to. Also, and I will never steal or try to, whatever. So stop involving me. And with all these real, accounts, and being flagged or whatever, how is it that the real ones, but not the fake ones, they get, their accounts, I don't know, flagged or stopped or whatever? Whoever owns an app knows who the real ones are. But anyway, there's also a section, for fake or spam, flagged, to say they're not real. But then, how is it that they're not going, but they're going where the real ones should be? Now, especially if I follow somebody and they want to follow me back, it automatically follows. So if you're a fan of theirs, that's fine. Have fan next to it. As I said, you use your name, but you're a fan of whoever, or follow whoever. It doesn't matter. You get what I mean. No biggie. Don't come to me pretending to be them. And you expect me to follow. As I said, if someone follows me, if I'm following you, it automatically, you're following. So nothing else of fake, oh, follow me, follow back, or whatever. I forget how it goes, but anyway, and I forget, like I said, my team tried to explain to me, but I don't know. You get what I mean. I don't mind people following me, but don't pretend to be a person who you're not. But anyway. Whoever keeps thinking I'm going to have one night stands with whoever you are, as one said to me, oh, I'll pleasure you to calm you down from, being tired and anxious and whatever, overworked or whatever, and use whatever if you want and whatever else. I really don't know, but with big fat no and in all capital letters, it's a no. Whether my person comes or not, I will not play games, whatever all you do for one-nighters, groups, or whatever you do with each other. I am, again, with one person, okay? And I am not like that. I belong equally to one person. I will not, and I do not, sell my body for whatever, for pleasure, to satisfy a person. And that isn't true love. That's supposed to be forever. I'm not saying what you do is wrong. That's up to you. That's for you. Not telling anyone what to do either. But keep me out of it. Okay? I know me. And I don't play that way. And I know what I want. And it's one person. And I'm not explaining that anymore. You will also not know who my person is till we decide, or God. Okay? So keep all your sex, whatever, I don't know, and give it to someone else who loves doing all that. I don't cheat, and my person's not going to cheat, and etc. So now let's get and speak about all the these readers, psychics, and whatever that are groups, whatever you want to call yourselves. And I'm not speaking about good readers, good psychics, whatever. I know all of you will know that. But this, whatever are groups in a company who, people go to for someone who wants a reading. Okay? You know those companies. All right? No, I am not saying, again, that they are fake. No, they're not. You or whoever, figure it out, as I already spoke about it. See, it's different for each. I've been knowing and exploring this since I was 15, okay, about these companies like this. And I know the difference. You see, the companies need to be more better in people's privacy. You see, I have spoken about this. When readers works, for these companies, it's called, they are freelancers, okay? They are supposed to do for their own clients who pay the company, and the company pays them. The company, they're not supposed to let anyone know what they speak about, only if there's a problem, as in security reasons. Like say you have a problem or whatever, they need to listen to it, because you do know that you're being taped, right? Okay. And like I said, you all know what I mean. It's it's one thing to promote others, like, hey, you want to try another reader or whatever? If a reader says this person needs a message, for you to tell them, don't make up something as they got in touch with them. And not to, charge all kinds of prices for what? To hear nothing? First of all, they're getting in touch with them. So you should let them hear what they have to say. Anyway, without having them pay. Should only take a minute. They got in touch with whoever. Yeah, I get a lot of that. Oh, whatever. Like, you get charged a whole bunch of, prices, outrageous prices, to hear what? Nothing about what is important and should know. That was told to them. Right? I'm not going to explain that. Anyway, for ones who do work for the companies, that's great. Let ones know. But you're a freelancer, okay? And you could do whatever, like if you do other apps, then you do it. Don't, involve people with the groups, that are with the company where you work. Now, when someone tries to get in touch with you, but you're on an app doing it, don't put your company's emails or whatever you tell them about, hey, I work here, give me a call there or whatever, to help your company out. But don't, it's not going to you when people email you. It's going to the groups, okay, and the company. They're using your name, and everyone understands. You know what I'm speaking about. It's like blah blah blah. It's like if you're on another app or you're online doing your stuff on your own, don't put where your company or your group, if someone tries to get in touch with you, because they're using your name and saying a whole bunch of crap, saying that it's you. Okay? It's one thing to tell them that you work at a place or whatever. That's fine. But you do know how you're getting your clients in danger or whatever. Because here's one. Okay? You see, it goes like this. I'm a master, okay? Whoever. And it's not only one, okay? This one emailed, like others do, how I am in danger and I have all this stuff, dark stuff around me, and says a few things. Okay, no biggie. That's fine. But don't say you need for me to pay for it and give you permission to do whatever, to clean it all up, right? Don't say that to me. Okay? It's like, yeah, okay. So now, this is the difference. Okay, this is different from everyone. You see, these ones, these ones want me to what? To give them permission to do rituals, to get rid of whatever the danger is, right? This way, what? I'm supposed to have, if I don't, whatever I'm supposed to have, it won't pass by. Or this way I won't lose it. Because if it passes by or I lose it, I will never get that opportunity again. Right? Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Or is it for me to do that? Or, is it for whoever to attach themselves to me again, or if you're new, and bring towards what? This danger that you're going to send? Yeah, okay, whatever. Now, don't make up things thinking I'm stupid, okay? Okay. Now, one example is, now, if you ever, anybody, anyone gets this name, it is ADAMETH. Okay? Okay. Now, who is it? Who is that demonic person? Huh? I was told that this person has been with me, been protecting me since I was born. Okay. I know who's been there since I was born. I know exactly. Okay? Now, this could be a made-up name from a game. Okay? It could be a made-up name from an AI drama short, or whatever you call them. Anime or whatever. So, is that where you got it from? That name? Where is it? Well, I don't know. Trying to figure out how to do toxic or, I don't know, do chemicals, compounds together? For what? Trying to bring it to me? Or figure out how it also could be, it could be that, you also work in medical or something like that, to attack not only me, but others. So which is it? That name, ADAMETH, is no way an archangel. Okay? Like years ago, I think I was about, 16 or something like that. They told me that too, about a person who's been with me since I was born. And they showed me a picture, whatever. Just like this person, I know who it's supposed to represent, technically, but you just made it up. It was close to throw people off, close to an archangel. But, and with this picture that I got, guess where that one was from? That picture. People are in so much fantasy. That's fine. But don't lie and try to convince someone who knows that picture. But you see, they didn't go into it. You see, that picture is from a movie or Shakespeare's life. Okay? Now, he changed the name because I guess that person was living. I don't know. But it did represent a true saint. But I guess they couldn't use the real name. So, do you guys get what I'm trying to say here? You all need to pay attention. Okay? What I'm saying now, I don't know if other ones are, whatever. But anyway, see, it goes like this. And I'm calling the authorities still. Okay? You continue to do your raids. Okay? And as, like you are. And everyone, like really, wake up. You need to start speaking out and speaking up to put a stop to this. What's happening in the medical? And I already explained all this, and so have others, okay? You need to start to put a stop. We had enough evil, okay? It's time for good to be. And it needs to be balanced. The light and the dark. How it's supposed to be. Naturally. How it, like I said, natural. Not forced. Okay? Now, no, I'm not mad. I'm upset. But believe me, who is angry and will be and is, especially when I called upon, you have no idea. They're putting their foot down. All this stuff, it should be how it's supposed to be. You see, all this, right, is coming from spirit. They see more than any of us. And they told me something, but it's none of anyone's business. But just know, like I said, you have no idea what I called upon. You see, when that happens, what? It's signed, sealed, and delivered by God and Jesus of the light. Okay? As in, I got permission to call upon. As I said, I am both, okay? And I am both sides that are out. So, who do you think was protecting me when I was born? And always both protecting. What do you think? Told you, I'm both. But I know how to control my dark. But that doesn't mean that I can't have it out and do what I'm supposed to do. God handles, Spirit handles all accordingly with the karma. But that doesn't mean that, you try to ruin me, my family, or whatever. You'll see how fast I can ruin you. As I said, and just said, Spirit told all of you you messed with the wrong one. You see, rituals are for, helping yourselves and others to do better. Not to take from others to give to yourselves. That's not helping you or doing better. Rituals and whatever, how you do it, as in getting rid of ones, because what? Could be for a lot of reasons. One is, oh, I'll get rid of them to fool people I'm like them, and they're the ones that really copied me, and whatever else reasons are. As I said, bad intentions on people comes back to senders worse. Okay? And I explained all that. Especially if you attack the wrong one or ones. Speaking for myself, these groups been trying and sending ones to try to get rid of me. Send people to love bomb me and etc. Oh, and convince me, try to convince me, oh, join our group, whatever that app is, what's up or something like that. I don't know what WhatsApp, what, so you know what I mean. Anyway, this way you could join my group and we'll, this way you could get closer to God. Really? I mean, hey, you send scriptures. I allow that. Okay? I say thank you. And you see that I keep ignoring. For you want me to click on to add you. For what? This way you can get your little tiny groups and do whatever all over again? I think not. Anyway, see, speaking for myself, these groups been, like I said, been trying. And really, it's been going on since I was born and before, while I was, I don't know, conceived or whatever, how you want to say it. But anyway, do you think that's wise? See, you are, and will be, living a nightmare that no one ever saw or heard of. Okay? Some are going through a really bad nightmare. You continue, you're going to go through a nightmare. Okay? Like I said, that no one ever saw or heard of. Especially, you keep on trying to get rid of me or anyone that's in my circle or whatever, how you want to say it. I'll just say that, because it will be even worse what Spirit, God, will be doing than now. Duh. You see, I guess you really don't know who I am. See, I'll be even worse if I was in spirit and not here. You better count your blessings that I don't name names. Oh, I will, but not until you guys, ruin it for yourselves. All by yourself. And Spirit's making sure of it. You say, you really don't know who I am as you tell ones you do. Along with the lies, the gossip, the drama, playing victim, and whatever else, right? Yeah, okay. So how's that going? Huh? You mean to tell me what you don't know? The difference. That what you were going through or feeling before you started to attack me or whoever, that it got more complicated after you started attacking, right? And it didn't last, so you have to do more, and then you get more groups together that none of you can't see around any of you, that things are happening not only to you, but to your loved ones, your circle, or whatever. Which is supposed to say, hey, they're trying, Spirit's trying to tell you, the karma's trying to tell you, hey, you're supposed to, do better before it gets out of hand with all of you. Instead of it gets out of hand with the innocent ones, where it comes back to you. To be short, it goes like this. Really bad for all who harms, does bad intentions, and etc. And really good for all the innocent ones and ones who got in the middle of whatever. Put in the middle. For no reason. Because it was through whatever, jealousy or whatever. You know, it's called balanced, you know. It will be really bad for the bad, you know, and good for all the innocent, and etc. You know, that's balanced. You know, when anyone wants, you know, to make themselves better, healthier, and whatever, right? Tell me, what the F is the problem? Tell me that. Tell me. Come on. Everyone is waiting, okay? Spirit's been waiting. Right? What the F do you think they are also helping with? Okay? You know, not only to guide you and all that, they're also guiding people to how to keep yourselves healthy and whatever, you know, new ideas, etc. Like, come on, you know. There's no reasons except, you know, once you start helping yourself, be at least happy for ones who want to, or ask what are they doing, and maybe it will help, you know, work for you. It's like, duh. Now, we have to get rid of bad knockoffs and start using the real and safe that actually works. You know, products, whatever. Okay? You see, companies, and yes, this is brought up for a reason. You see, I wouldn't, but I was told to bring it up. You see, not only me, I'm tired of BS, okay? And I don't know how you would say without SH, I don't know, ITTY, shitty, or whatever. And sorry with, you know, excuse the language, but anyway, I am tired of that, those products, and whatever fake foods, products are being sold that's not real. Let's not forget charging outrageous prices that are not even half full. There's no seal around the products, and the seal under the lid? Well, how come it's that you can't lift the, what's covering it? Because it's glued, right? Because you can't get it off. For those ones that are patter and patters all over, how did patter get all over when it's not open, right? But when you tried to turn the lid to get what's underneath, right? It was loose anyway. There should be plastic around it. This way no one can get in it. But anyway, the powder stuff that, it's for shakes or whatever, protein, whatever. Okay? But when you finally get the lid, the covering off, again, it's not even half full. So